Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scorpio here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's time for the Taroscopes. And we're going to do the Taroscope for the sign of Scorpio. That is Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, or Scorpio Rising. And so let's take a look. We're going to start with a rune card and see what the runes have to say. The runes are one of the more ancient ways of divination. It's connected to the first sort of written language in the northern Europe. It's very connected to the elemental energies because when the language or the runes were created, the elements, the nature's elements were definitely a big part of your survival. Okay, what do we have? We have Wunjo. This is actually the same card that came up for Cancer. So if you happen to have Cancer and Scorpio in your chart, we have a double dose of joy. Okay, so let me open up to Wunjo. It says physically, Wunjo means success and achievement of one's goals. It also represents the object of one's desires. Well, doesn't that sound good for the Scorpio? Whether those desires are career, love, or money-oriented, the nature of the goal will depend on the runes surrounding the reading. We're not going to do that. You know what you want, right? I mean, if anybody knows what they want, it is Scorpio. Mentally, Wunjo is much of the same thing, only on a deeper, more personal level. So personal success, it may represent standards to which a person aspires or even secret wish or fantasy. It must always be remembered that acting upon such fantasies and desires are not necessarily the wisest course of action. We have to be careful we don't take this to extremes. And then on a spiritual level, Wunjo represents the kind of spiritual perfection that many aspire to, but few, if any, can achieve. The goal may or may not be attainable, but the purpose lies in the pursuit of the lessons learned along the way. So it is about the journey and not the destination. It's the journey to the desire and not the actual desire. Okay. Let's take a look. We're going to use Tarot of the Spirit. This is the deck by Pamela Eakins and her mother, who did the art. Pamela Eakins is a PhD, psychology, I think. All right, so this is one of my favorite decks. It's a great deck if you're studying to get the deck and the book, get them both. If you're studying the Kabbalah, because there's a lot of great information in that book. All right, let's take a look. I'm a little hot and sweaty because it is raining out, but it's muggy, so that's why my hair is so curly. Almost ready. What's ahead for Scorpio? I think one more. I'm feeling one more good shuffle. Here we go. That's the one. All right. How are we getting started here? Okay, we have the Father of Water. The Father of Water. The Father of Water is an energy of responsibility, being responsible for the family, being responsible for the people that you love. He sort of comes up in this deck. He sort of rises up with his beautiful stallion out of the waves. There's a little bit of here I am to save the day kind of energy that comes up with this, because the Father of Water is a man who feels his feelings as best he can. So there is a compassion here. So it very well, this could either be you, or there can be someone around you that's very helpful and very compassionate. Um, let's see the challenge to that compassion. Power. Power, she is called Power Shield. This is the eight of um of swords. As a challenge, this is a lack of vulnerability. This is a lack of vulnerability. So there's people who want to help you, but it's sometimes it's hard for you to be vulnerable enough to accept the help. Like it almost feels like all help has some sort of like string attached to it. And while Scorpio sometimes likes weaving the string that attaches to things, they don't like to be attached to. So don't let your pride, don't let your fear, don't let your point of view that you this is the way it is, don't let that get in the way of receiving the help that's being offered to you. Let's see what's at the root of this. We have a change in fortune, guys. We have a change in fortune. So change. So big changes ahead. Maybe you're the type of person who does things on their own and just sort of wants to be the captain of their own ship, and they live and die by their own hands and the like. But with all the change coming, we all need a little bit of help. And I think it's okay to accept that help. In the past, we have the Five of Wands. This is called struggle in this deck. So you have been struggling. The Five of Fire will also often have a lot of anger associated with it. It's associated with Gabura on the Tree of Life, which is the fifth separate, and associated with Mars. So this is a Mars. This is sort of Mars and Leo. Interestingly enough, as I'm doing this reading, I'm thinking of Joe Biden, right? He's there trying to help people, and people are just refusing to believe that maybe he wants to help them or something like that. And of course, at the root is change. And in the past, we had Mars in Aries, Mars in Leo, which is Trump. So, but for just like, if you don't want to hear of any of that, because this is your personal reading, you've been struggling with your anger. And I think part of it comes from frustration about not being able to create what you want to create. It's a very highly creative energy. The Five of Fire, it is a Leo vibration. When you put it on the Tree of Life, it's connected to, it's actually connected to the first second of Leo. So that sun, you get sun Leo energy. And you've been struggling with that. Maybe you're having, you could be even having a creative, what's that called? A creative block of some sort. But things are changing. Things are moving now. So don't get in your own way here. Let's see what's in the sky. The Nine of Fire. This is, in this deck, this is seeing from the higher perspective. This is a very Sagittarius card. It is a Sagittarius card. It's associated with the second decan of Sagittarius, found in Yesod and the foundation on the Tree of Life. The vision is available. The big picture is available. You just need to get out of your own mental block and reach up to the sky, reach up to be inspired. See your immediate future, which is pretty much the future of the month. This is usually the month, what the energy of the card's going to be, and we get the Earth Mother. So this is just the sustaining principle of Earth. She's very, we have a lot of, there we go. A lot of abundance, a lot of capacity, a lot of creative. She's giving birth to something. You see, she has the yellow, the sun sort of right in her solar plexus. She is somebody who understands what, not only what it takes to manifest, but what it takes to maintain that manifestation, to maintain it. Um, so you have the water father and the earth mother. Those two are highly creative energies. Everything is life comes from uh, water and earth, right? It's the feminine life principle. So opportunities, maybe even people who want to invest in you, that could be something that comes up with this. Let's see how it's seen from the outside. We have the Four of Fire. You're seen as somebody who understands and knows, but is somewhat restricted in where they're at. Sort of like in a box, right? You're in a box, and um, it maybe it's a safe box, and maybe it's a celebratory box, but it's still a box. And they want to see you. The people, I think, there's this feeling of wanting to see you spread your wings, spread your wings. Um, Domestic situation. We have the Way of the Cross. This is the Ten of Swords. Something in your domestic situation is over, is done, is at the end of the line. It is a loss, but on the other side of loss is a new beginning. Um, it's become it's become too. It's just time for it to be ended and to be done. It's just not, it's not what you need to be working on in your domestic life. So say goodbye to it, wave goodbye, give it a little of this, and maybe that's part of what things that are being offered to you, because something in your domestic situation is ending, and it sort of uh, knocked you off your, the change part is difficult, but there's a lot of help. There's a lot of help. Don't let your ideas get in the way of the help that you can receive, and that's being offered. Hopes and fears, the Two of Flames. This is a convergence. I don't know if you have um, had a bad experience in relationship, or if maybe that's what this whole sort of change that's happening with you can be. But it's like you want to come together in a creative way, and yet sometimes it terrifies you because you kind of lose control. You don't. The thing with relationship is there's you, there's the person, and then there's the third part, which is the relationship itself, which has its own energy. And really the only thing that you have any power over is yourself. So you only have power in one corner of that triad, right? And so that's where you have to apply yourself. So if you want connection, if you want convergence, then you're the one who has to work on yourself to get there. Let's see the outcome. We have the Sister of Water. This is the Page of Cups. This is the daughter, as it were. She takes care, she tends. It's good news. This can even be a new relationship coming for you, coming into your energy. And then we have the Emperor. You are the captain of your own ship. It's up to you to create your foundations. The Emperor is a four. You must create your own foundations. Um, it's that put the oxygen mask on yourself first, right? That's the energy. Okay, so what do we have here? We have mastery. This is underneath it all. So we have the Four of Swords, mastery. This is in other decks, it's rest. We have the Mother of Fire. This is the Queen of Wands, highly, highly creative. And we have the Universe. This is something is ending and something is beginning. So there is an end here for you. But as I said, as soon as that's done, the new beginning starts. So you don't have to hardly wait at all. The only thing that really looks like it could get in your way is your own ideas about things. And so keep an open mind, um, let go, that's what Scorpio is here to learn, right? Remember, Wunjo is your card, is your rune card. It's about joy. It's about celebrating the successes, but sort of having to learn how to be satisfied beyond what you might consider as the perfect solution, because there is no such thing, right? We're all growing, we're all developing, and it's time to let go. It's time to let go. I hope this was helpful for you, Scorpio. Have yourself a wonderful month. I will see you again next month for the Taroscopes for October 2022. Until then, let go, let God, allow people to help you. It's okay. They want to do it because it makes them feel good, right? I mean, doesn't it always feel good when you help somebody? That sense of satisfaction, at least for me, that's the way it works for me. And I'm sure that that's the way it works for you as well. Have yourself a wonderful month. See you again next month. Namaste, Scorpio. Take it easy and take care.